Good afternoon. You're listening to Listed by Mina Kuper. Thank you for all of you that come and listen to me every Tuesday at 2. My show is about trust, probate, real estate, divorce, and more because over the years, I've had so many questions being a realtor that focuses on trust, probate, and divorce matters. I've had so many people call me about questions that really needed professionals to help them through this. And I wanted to share, especially, when the pandemic hit. I knew that people were really going to be deep diving into all of this, and I wanted to be a resource and an educational place for them. And I'm really fortunate and happy to have David Calderon from BarthCalderon Law Firm here. He's the principal at BarthCalderon Law Firm, and he is just an exceptional person. And he focuses on trust and probate matters, estate planning. His firm does all that great stuff that I'm sure a lot of people will need or in need of right now. And David, thank you so much for joining me today. I was really excited. I know I always enjoy talking to you. It's like I could talk to you forever because you just know so much about everything. You do.
I appreciate that, Mina. Thank you very much, and it's great to be here.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I think a good start is, what does your firm do?
Our firm, we're a full-service law firm, but we really have a core concentration of practice in estate planning, asset protection, business transactions, and I handle select business litigation cases. We have approximately 5,000 clients or thereabouts all over the country. And we also end up doing a lot of general counsel type work for our clients as well across all sorts of industries.
Got it. And I know, a lot of people now, you have Prop 19, you have changes in laws that are unknown sometimes. People don't know exactly what they are. Let's talk about asset protection because I think people are really focused on that right now because they don't know where the chips are going to fall.
Yeah, they are, especially during the pandemic. I mean, we're fielding a ton of calls regarding, what do I do about my leases? What do I do with my employees? And what do I do to protect what I have? When we got at the front end of this pandemic, it was very much a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unanswered questions. And even now coming out of the pandemic, as we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, there's tons of questions coming up regarding, what should I do? How should I set myself up for future issues that may arise? And how do I protect myself and my family? We have individuals, we have businesses that we work with, and we've been doing a lot of work to try to set people up to succeed post-pandemic.
Right. And I know, people think about, estate planning and asset protection. They don't always think about the business part of it because someone may pass away, and a lot of times, and have a business and strategies to protect that business. The person dies and, they may have a house or two. But what about the business? That could be really complicated, especially when they're partners. How do you go through all that?
It's interesting. A lot of people hear asset protection and they think, oh my God, asset protection is for rich people, right? It's for the wealthy, but it's not. It's for everyday people. Even if you don't own a lot, there's a lot of things that you can do to protect yourself from creditors and also to try to protect yourself from the reaches of the government if something happens to you and you pass away and you have an estate, you have a house, you have property, things you questions regarding what's going to happen with your kids, things of that nature. So, a lot of asset protection starts with a basic estate plan. Getting your affairs in order, powers of attorney for yourself. If something happens to you, you become incapacitated and can't make decisions. What's going to happen with your property? What's going to happen with your health care? That sort of thing. Wills, where you talk about what's going to happen with my kids? Who's going to take care of my children? Who's going to make decisions for them regarding their assets? And then a trust. How's my property going to be distributed if I pass away? what's going to happen to that? If you don't have a trust, if you don't have a will, in place, you're going to be left to the whims of the government. You're going to be stuck in probate, and the California probate code is going to decide what happens to your property. You lose control, and you're out of that mix. With an estate plan, you could set up a roadmap for distribution of all that, keep it out of the hands of the government as much as possible, and maintain control over what you have and how your family's going to live, once you've left.
So this is a question that frequently gets asked. The difference between a will and a trust. Why not just have a will, or why not just have a trust? Do you need a will and a trust? Can you go into detail about that?
Well, a good will and a good trust work hand in hand, almost like hand in glove. If you just have a will, you're still going to end up in probate. You could still state your wishes, what you want to happen with your kids, what you want to happen with your money, your property, but it's still going to have to be filed in court. You're going to have to go through probate, and it's a long procedure that could take upwards of 6 months to a year or more if you've got a really complex estate. What a trust does is a trust distributes your property outside of the probate scheme. So while you may still have to probate a will for certain matters or things that may not be in your trust, if you have your property properly placed within a trust, basically you can quickly and efficiently administer your assets following your passing.
Got it. And when you have businesses, and I know there are buy and sell agreements and preparing for those type of things and having them included in those particular businesses. Can you go into a little bit about that?
Yeah, we prepare, you mentioned buy-sell agreements. We prepare those for businesses with multiple owners or multiple partners all the time. And a buy-sell agreement basically functions almost like a prenuptial agreement for a business. It covers the inevitability or the possibility or probability that the same two partners or three partners or more that start a business are not going to end up that same group of partners down the road. It accounts for things like a business owner or business partner passing away, what happens to that person's interest, how is that sold, how is that dealt with, and it allows you to continue the business running in the event of things like death, disability, divorce. It could even include provisions for sale to outside investors or people that want to come in and buy the asset. But it's basically kind of, like I said, it's almost like a business prenup. It sets you up to kind of control the outcome in the event there's a dispute or a death or some sort of what we call a triggering event.
And I really enjoyed talking to you a little bit about incentive programs for key employees, because most often, a lot of times, they don't get that, and that's so important. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's huge. Especially in the pandemic, you want to be able to maintain your business, but you also want to be able to keep your key employees, key people management folks that work for you. You want to keep them around. And you also want to give them some skin in the game during the pandemic and post-pandemic in terms of helping them build up the value of the business, drive revenue, do things like that. So we work with a lot of our clients to put together incentive programs for key employees that include stock option plans, phantom stock plans, phantom membership appreciation rights plans for LLCs, where employees can either have the option of sharing in actual ownership of the business, or they can have the option of just sharing in the revenue that the business develops and grows in the same way that an owner of the business would, but just with not having ownership. And a lot of business owners like the latter. They like the phantom stock plans or the membership interest appreciation rights agreements, because they require their employees to have skin in the game. They let the employees share in the growth of the company in a financial way in the form of bonuses. But they don't necessarily give them ownership in the company. So you maintain ownership, but your employees get to grow and see, realize the efforts and their contributions that they've made towards the growth of the business, and it keeps them loyal because these things usually vest over time. So it's not like they're going to get these benefits right away. They may come 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years down the line before they vest. So they have a vested interest in not only growing the company, but also staying along with you and going with you on the ride.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, and I think it's so important, and it goes such a long way when you appreciate people. They really do, because they'll work as if it was their own business, because a lot of times people don't get appreciated.
No doubt, and it also rewards and encourages an entrepreneurial spirit. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to test the people that work for you to see if possibly they're capable of stepping into your shoes. And going back to businesses, there's a lot of folks out there who are still operating businesses as a DBA. Basically they're self-employed, or there's no firewall or protection between the individuals and the businesses that they run. And I know that the main concern of every business person is to make money, to generate revenue, to keep the doors open, to keep employees paid. But if there are people out there that are operating businesses and they haven't formed a limited liability company or a corporation to run those businesses in, that's something that they should do right off the bat. They should use those mechanisms to shield their personal assets from their businesses. And the overwhelming majority of companies that we form in that regard are limited liability companies because they're easy to maintain. They shield you from personal liability. And if you have a creditor against a limited liability company, they get a judgment against you personally, for example, or even against the business. They're only entitled to what's known as a charging order, which means that they can possibly tap into the revenues of the business if there's distributions made from the company to the owner, but they can't otherwise take over ownership of the company or liquidate your business or do anything of that nature. Plus, like I said, they shield your personal assets from being taken by creditors in the event of a lawsuit against the business, so long as you're maintaining the business as its own separate entity. It's almost like you got two people. You got yourself, and then you got the business. The business has to deal with all the business stuff, and personally you deal with the personal stuff, and you keep that separation. The bank accounts, contracts, things of that nature.
No commingling.
No commingling. No, man. Keep your business and your personal affairs personal.
That was the first thing I learned many years ago. Commingling. No, everything's separate. No commingling. So, do you have a secret sauce for Prop 19, or is that like a long answer? And I know people can chat you up in the comments on Facebook for those who are not listening to the radio and have an opportunity or are on Facebook right now watching us, listening to us, because, I'm sure there's a secret sauce to Prop 19 or different roads you can take, and I think that someone to have a consultation with you, because it's probably a loaded question, right?
Yeah, Prop 19, it was almost for us. I got the feeling like we were a certified public accountant, like a tax lawyer. The last date to do transfers, to slide them in before Prop 19 took effect, was February 16th, and so it was almost like tax day. We had all this stuff that had to happen, specifically before this date, but in the couple of months prior, between the election back in November and the Prop 19 date, we've been doing a lot of speaking, a lot of talking about Prop 19, a lot of planning and transfers to help beat the Prop 19 deadline. And we're doing a lot of planning now to try to help clients plan around Prop 19 in the future. And for those who don't know, I guess, what Prop 19 is, basically what Prop 19 did was eliminate the parent-child property tax reassessment for transfers of property from like parent to child for basically any sort of real property. It limited those exceptions from reassessment to properties that were transferred from parent to child, where the child is actually going to live in the property. So before, you could transfer investment properties, residential properties, and avoid a property tax reassessment, which in some cases could be huge, right? It eliminated that to help create new exceptions that help people that were victims of natural disasters, senior citizens, things of that nature. So before, I could leave if you like my daughter, for example, I could have left her by an office building. I could leave it to her and it wouldn't be reassessed. Now that's not the case. I could leave her my house. Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
I appreciate that.
How does that work?
But
I'm
trying
to be good friend.
Yeah, no, but I could leave the house to my daughter, and
she's gonna live in it, right?
She's gonna live in it. She still would get the exemption, right? So, but it caused a lot of problems for a lot of estate plans and a lot of succession plans for folks. Yeah. So, and who knows? It may be modified in the future. There may be, as people or as the state sees kind of the ripple effect of what happened with Prop 19. It may get some modifications, it may not, but we're definitely here if you need to consult with anyone. And if you don't consult with us, I think probably the best thing you could do is to build a relationship with a lawyer that you feel comfortable with, not just for this stuff, but also just for any needs that you have. People forget that they have legal rights.
Right.
They have the ability to negotiate contracts. They have the more power as a consumer than they think. And there's lots of lawyers in Southern California, lots of people who will give you a piece of their mind, hopefully for free, at least right up front. And the real big thing is to think about talking to a lawyer before you jump into any sort of major transaction or endeavor.
Yeah. David, I really know that people will benefit from reaching out to you. And I know that it can make a world of difference when they have someone like yourself instructing them on the proper road to take that will be the least resistance for them, is the best way I could say it. So please, in Facebook, also please announce how the people can reach you if they're in the radio, and have someone sitting next to them that can write it down. Of course, not you when you're driving. So, on Facebook, they can access it whenever they want, and just go listed by Mina Kuper show and be able to see David's information and comment in there so he can respond to you and call you and set up an appointment. And what's a good number for people to reach you at?
My direct line in the office, the one that doesn't necessarily go through the front desk but goes right to my phone, is area code 657-443-6875. That's my direct line.
That is so amazing, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Like I said, if we can touch one person or one family in my show and help them, and something clicks, or they're there at the right place at the right time, and is a game changer for them because they may be facing some of these issues, we're here for you. And David, myself, and all my professionals that I know, we're here for you. And there are people to talk to. And
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no problem that's too big or too small. If you want some advice or someone to talk to, give me a call. And Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you, David. He'll get you a coffee on Zoom and maybe a nice lunch or something. Yeah. Anyway,
there you go.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a break now, and we'll be back with some music.
When it
Thanks,
comes
Mina.
to buying or selling your home, there's no room for error with your money. That's why Precision Escrow is the company you need to know. When selling your home, you want to make sure you're working with a company that has your best interest and keeps your money safe. That's why they use encrypted emails and secure trust accounting. Precision Escrow will follow the contract in detail from the beginning to the end and protect the parties involved. Working with Precision is like working with a huge family. Everyone is always smiling and cohesively working together for you. Check out their 5-star Yelp and Google reviews and see how they separate themselves from the competition. Whether you use an agent or sell your home yourself, they'll give you 30% off your transaction, which saves you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Use code RADIO30 to take advantage of the savings. Call Lauren Fredette, your representative, for more details. She's available 7 days a week during and after office hours. Call toll-free 877-393-4101. Let them help you through one of the most important decisions of your life.
At Substrata, they're dedicated to be your go-to general contractor. They are a premier builder of high-end custom homes from the ground up, major remodels and expansions, multi-unit construction, and commercial tenant improvements for both retail and office build-out. Their focus on details and personal attention have been constant, from conception of the project to completion. They build stories not with pen and keyboard, but with steel and manpower. Visit Substrata.com or call 424-702-5700.
Loraca Inspections provides 4 of the most needed inspections when buying or selling real estate, and homeowners love their property reviews. Since 1994, they serve the greater Los Angeles area and its 100-plus communities. Schedule residential or commercial inspections for your comprehensive reports. Their inspections can save you money on repairs. Go to LoracaInspections.com and download the free guide to inspections. Call now for your free quote, 818-951-1795.
Felicia Gerardo Insurance Agency specializes in your small business, homeowners, auto, umbrella, and life insurance needs. Their personalized staff is passionate to help you save money while keeping all your valuable assets covered. During these times, many people are concerned about insurance and getting the best value for their dollar. Felicia Gerardo's Insurance Agency understands this and approaches each situation uniquely. Felicia Gerardo's Insurance Agency has friendly hometown customer service reps that are ready to help you today. 661-288-2001.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Purple lights up the sky while we stay inside. Please hand me the water and look me in my eyes. You look so good, I feel so fine. My heart wants to get closer to you, but I can't do this to myself again. I feel too much. No, I can't do this to myself again. I feel too much.
Hello?
You guys there?
Hi. Yep. Hi.
Oh, you guys can start now.
Oh.
I'm sorry. No, the music is playing in the background. You guys are good.
Sorry. You know what? I was waiting. I don't know what I was waiting for. I got thrown off because the music that your son plays is just extraordinary. There was Robbie Crebar, and he is an aspiring musician and singer. And when Caprice, who's on the show with me today, shared her son's music, I love to be able to show it off because you never know who's listening. There's so many amazing artists out there and people that are so talented, but it's about people giving them the opportunity to have people listen and be able to, you know, enjoy the music, because music is such a huge key to our well-being and our health. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because not by accident, as mom has,
well, thank you.
Talk about health.
Well, I as you can imagine, I'm Robbie's biggest fan, so it means a whole lot to me that you would acknowledge his talent and share it here. So thank you so much, because it is about that one person who potentially is exposed that could make all the difference in a musician's career. So thank you so much.
And Caprice, where can they find Robbie's music? I know we can share that in our chat on Facebook, on KHTS Radio and Facebook, so they can find it. But can you tell the people that are driving and listening where they can find some of Robbie's amazing?
Yeah, he goes by, his stage name is Robbie Dean, so it's RobbieDean.com. Oh, sorry, RobbieDeanMusic.com. RobbieDeanMusic.com.
That's awesome. And you'll share it in the comments after the show so people can listen.
He really appreciates it. I told him, and he was very, very thrilled and thankful.
Ah, that's great. And it puts a smile on my face, because one day I'm going to say, I know him when he was not famous yet. And I know him.
He was on the radio show the first time. You'll be tied to that.
Well, to watch someone flourish and support young people today is just huge for me, because they're limited in this pandemic, and they can create, but they can't voice it as easily right now. So I want to be part of that. So I know we decided to talk about children's health today, and I know how amazing you are with sustainable food and just, because we are what we eat. And there are some countries in this world that people actually live to over 100 years old. That's the norm for them. And that's because they grow their own food. And they eat on a very more of a basic level, but still yummy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where do we stand in the nation today when it comes to addressing children's health, right? We're warming up things or throwing a pizza in there. Not that it's bad, but, that's our everyday diet. So tell us about that.
Right. Well, the fact is that we are living in a society with a very sad diet, and that's standard American diet. And children's health, like you just said, it's a lot of people are getting more focused on helping their children develop taste for healthy things. But in general, in America especially, it's chicken nuggets, pizza, macaroni and cheese. It has been since Robbie was a baby. I mean, it's before I got into health and wellness, Robbie and my other two boys ate a lot of fast food, and every time we went out and then at home, because that's what they shaped their taste on, it was always macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets, and pizza. So it is a sad diet that, as parents and those that care for children, it's our responsibility to help shift their lifestyle habits, and starting young is key, because you can shape their taste by introducing them to healthier foods and just not caving to the standard American diet and what the norm is. And when you do that, they will crave and have a foundation of a healthier diet, into adulthood.
What is the biggest misconception about children's health?
I think, and this is really, it's my opinion, it's that they're invincible. It's they're invincible. We start we have our children, and we go through the motions of getting them started in school and doing a great job. I mean, not to say that it doesn't mean that parents aren't doing a great job. It's a tough job to be a parent. I know. I'm almost an empty nester, and it wasn't always easy. And trust me, they didn't always eat healthy things, because it is kind of a roller coaster with kids as they go through their different phases of life. And when you can control it as a younger, when they're younger, and set them off with a great foundation, that's helpful. But they will go through the stages as you don't have so much control, like when they become teenagers and such, where they're going to make their own decisions. But if you lay that foundation for them, and you're consistent with the message and consistent with serving them, fruits and vegetables, and limiting the junk, then as when they get into adulthood and they mature more, they'll remember that. They'll realize that they'll feel better, look better, have less acne, be able to have more energy and perform well and not have brain fog and have less mental illness, mental challenges that come with gut health issues and so forth. They will remember that foundation you laid for them.
It's interesting. Being a mom myself of young children, how do you do the intervention, right? How do you make this not a reactive plan? Because sometimes kids are like, I'm not eating it because that's not my color today. I don't want green broccoli.
Uh-huh.
I want ice cream. I get ice cream every day. I am not going to eat that orange. So how do you, introduce it when you know that you've been doing the easy things and you want to change it up? What's a good way to start doing that without them being reactive?
There's different schools of thought on that, but if you start early, giving them the choices, like healthier choices, and like some people say, eat your vegetables first and then you can have this, like it's a reward. And making it be a reward isn't always the greatest idea either. But if you let them know that, if they're an athlete and they strive to be a better athlete and be on a team that does well and contribute, then appeal to that. You'll be able to perform better as an athlete if you're eating more fruits and vegetables. And same thing with a dancer, a young girl who's a dancer, or if girls love to have, they love their hair and their skin, and appeal to that. That if you when you put a lot of whole plant foods in your body, when you learn to eat more fruits and vegetables every day, and you make that the larger proportion of what you're eating throughout the day, then you're likely going to have prettier, better, thicker, stronger hair and more clear skin because it's healthier. And so if you appeal to what the children's desires are, then there are some kids, believe it or not, that strive to have, A++. Not all kids do, and it's not a bad thing if they're a more average student, but some kids are very driven to do well, and so they're mentally going to be more capable when they're eating more fruits and vegetables, and even before tests, and so they can really take care of their health leading up to that, and they're going to have more mental clarity and more energy to get through, a tough, mentally challenging test. So I say appeal to that they've got desires too that you can do by encouraging them to be healthier, and then eating the other things less. So I do believe in moderation. My philosophy is progress, not perfection. So I coach people on shifting their lifestyle habits so that they'll be able to live a healthier life with more vitality, longer, hopefully without depending on so much medication like so many people do when they neglect their health until the point when they have a health challenge, and then learn that if they don't start eating a more plant-based diet, that it could get worse. So it's just very important to be preventative. Fuel your body, put things in your body that build you up and not tear you down. Every now and then, have a treat, have something you enjoy, but just make it more periodic rather than an everyday thing.
And Caprice, what is some amazing things that you offer, and tell the audience how you can help them with what you do? Because, it's when I listen to you talk about all this, and, we all fall short of doing it all the time or really getting into that rhythm. How can you help people? What do you offer?
So I'm a certified health coach, and I specialize in children, families, pregnancy, new parents who really want to start their their families, their children on a healthy foot. It starts in pregnancy. It starts even before pregnancy in conception. So if the parents are fueling their bodies right, it's not just about nutrition. It's about fitness and hydration and mindfulness, stress relief. Sleep is so important. So all of these things I teach. So I can work with anybody to help them learn healthy lifestyle habits. I have some accountability programs that they can join. And I use a tool to help my clients get more nutrition in their body every day, because the fact is it's really hard in our busy lifestyles to eat enough fruits and vegetables. It's costly to buy as many as we need to be as healthy as we can be. And then we have to chop it, slice it, dice it, cook it. It's, by the time we do that, it's been stored in, for however many days, and the nutrients are depleted by the time we eat it. So I provide concentrated plant powders as one of my key tools. So it's almost like an easy button for getting a lot of fruits and vegetables, berries, grains, plant-based omegas in your diet, and just giving you that guarantee that you got all of that nutrition in. I teach people to eat more of the real thing. Usually you crave more because you're getting all of this real plant food just they basically pulverize a wide variety of really high integrity grown produce, and within a few days the produce is pulverized. Not juiced, because juicing gets rid of a lot of the nutrients in the skin, the peel, the fiber. What this does is they literally pulverize it and then dry it. And so it's the micronutrients as if you ate 30, 40, or even more, depending on what products you're using. So feel free to reach out to me if that's something that you think would help your health and make it easier for you to get that nutrition in your body or your children's body every single day. I can help you with that. I also help people grow their own food. I have an aeroponic garden system that you can actually walk out on your patio. And when my kids were younger, it was so fun because they got to see this aeroponic garden, which waters itself. There's no dirt. It's upright, so you can just walk right up to it and pick whatever leaves you want to put in your salad, or kale, Swiss chard to juice, parsley, celery, a wide variety of herbs, lettuces, tomatoes. They all grow on this upright tower. So in a 3-foot space, you can grow up to 28 different plants. And so my kids used to walk up to it, and they still do. They chop off chives, and they get spinach leaves and strawberries, and they walk right up to it, and they eat right off of it. But it was fun when they were kids because they got to really see how from seeds you grow food and how healthy that food is when you eat it freshly picked.
And I think that it's so amazing, and I myself want to dive deeper into that because I just know that I could be doing more, right? And, I know when I'm on my game, and not to the point where you take it, where I feel that it's so simple to incorporate in your world and the difference it will make, especially now. And the reason why I had you on is, we talk about divorce, trust, probate, real estate, since I'm a realtor, but all the stress that's going on now. I mean, what better is to have a car drive and be able to perform? That's what you are. You're a car that's having to perform in a storm.
Absolutely.
And that's well maintained, right? Certainly is to be well maintained. And I know Caprice can help you with that. And I want to thank you for sharing your son's music with everyone. And Robbie Crebar, you're amazing. I can't wait to listen to more of your music. My whole family was listening to it, and they're like, "Who's that? Is that a new album that came out?" I was like, "No, that's someone I met. It's her son." And they're like, "Wow, he is amazing." So I want to thank you because it put a smile on everyone's face when they heard him sing. They really didn't know. It was just someone that was, that I knew that son had an ability to perform like that. And
he's working on a new album. He's working on a new EP with It's going to be awesome. It should be out in the next couple of months. And he, a musician, the greatest gift is for people to enjoy their music. And so that means a lot to him and to me. And I just wanted to close on that analogy you had with the car. And I would just love your audience to think about this, related to their children and themselves. We take such good care of our cars. We get them tuned up. We make sure they have the oil in. We make sure they have gas. We put them through the car wash. We get the tires replaced, and we will have multiple cars. We'll only have one body. So give your body the tune-up. Invest in the care of your body, and that's through nutrition and overall wellness habits that will help you and your children stay as healthy as can be. I mean, there's no guarantee for sure, but all the studies show that you could reduce your risk of illness and disease up to 70% by really prioritizing your health with plants and rest and all the other things I mentioned. So thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you, Caprice, and I look forward to getting healthy. I am healthy, but I want more. I want my skin to glow, and I don't know if I want my kids to have more energy, though. No, I'm only kidding. Maybe
I can relate to that.
Smoother landing to bedtime. Maybe that's a better way to put it, right? Anyway, thank you so much. Again, Caprice Crebar, Robbie Crebar, thank you for giving us such a wonderful afternoon. And we're going to take a break now. And everyone, please go to the Facebook to find out more information.
Thanks so much, Mina. I really enjoyed this.
So
have a great day.
Have a good rest. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening.
At Substrata, they're dedicated to be your go-to general contractor. They are a premier builder of high-end custom homes from the ground up, major remodels and expansions, multi-unit construction, and commercial tenant improvements for both retail and office build-out. Their focus on details and personal attention have been constant from conception of the project to completion. They build stories not with pen and keyboard, but with steel and manpower. Visit Substrata.com or call 424-702-5700.
When it comes to buying or selling your home, there's no room for error with your money. That's why Precision Escrow is the company you need to know. When selling your home, you want to make sure you're working with a company that has your best interest and keeps your money safe. That's why they use encrypted emails and secure trust accounting. Precision Escrow will follow the contract in detail from the beginning to the end and protect the parties involved. Working with Precision is like working with a huge family. Everyone is always smiling and cohesively working together for you. Check out their 5-star Yelp and Google reviews and see how they separate themselves from the competition. Whether you use an agent or sell your home yourself, they'll give you 30% off your transaction, which saves you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Use code RADIO30 to take advantage of the savings. Call Lauren Fredette, your representative, for more details. She's available 7 days a week during and after office hours. Call toll-free 877-393-4101. Let them help you through one of the most important decisions of your life.
Felicia Dorado Insurance Agency specializes in your small business, homeowners, auto, umbrella, and life insurance needs. Their personalized staff is passionate to help you save money while keeping all your valuable assets covered. During these times, many people are concerned about insurance and getting the best value for their dollar. Felicia Dorado's Insurance Agency understands this and approaches each situation uniquely. Felicia Dorado's Insurance Agency has friendly hometown customer service reps that are ready to help you today. 661-288-2001.
Loraca Inspections provides 4 of the most needed inspections when buying or selling real estate, and homeowners love their property reviews. Since 1994, they serve the greater Los Angeles area and its 100-plus communities. Schedule residential or commercial inspections for your comprehensive reports. Their inspections can save you money on repairs. Go to LoracaInspections.com and download the free guide to inspections. Call now for your free quote, 818-951-1795.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
Hi, thank you for joining me again. I'm listed by Mina Kuper. We're about trust, probate, real estate, divorce, more, and getting healthy and good music now. I should add that to it. Anyway, I enjoy so much to do this show because I'm able to have a voice for a lot of people. And, you know, when you use my real estate services, I really appreciate it. And I like giving back. We can talk a little more in detail about that, whether it's charitably or helping someone or somebody. So I'm all about that. And I pay it forward, and I hope all of you do as well. And, look me up and see some of the properties I have for sale listed by minakuper.com. Again, you can look on Facebook chat. I'll be able to communicate with you there. Or you can always call me at 310-345-8500. And if you have any questions about estate planning, divorce, dissolutions of relationships, getting healthy, I know so many amazing people that I'm just so privileged to know all these people, and I want to share them with you. And I'm going to go buy myself some jewelry. I met a wonderful woman. Her name is Laura, and she owns Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski. And the jewelry is gorgeous. It is so beautiful and not expensive. And it's, sterling silver, other metals. It's set in rhodium, but it's so pretty. And it really, if you need a little bit of a shopping kick, this is something you need to get. And it's touchstonecrystal.com, touchstonecrystal.com. And, help Laura sparkle away. She's a sparkle lady. And I'll let her know that we talked about her beautiful jewelry because it's really pretty. It really is. And it lasts a long time. So it's a beautiful gift to give to someone as well. If you want to, again, I have perks for people, first-time home buyers, people getting engaged and looking for a home. I film with a national TV show, so if you're interested in potentially being featured on the show as a buyer on my show, national TV, reach out to me. I'll tell you more. 310-345-8500. And all of you, I want you to stay healthy and happy and help adopt animals. That's another one of my passions. I really, someone posted had 3 roosters. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I live in the city area. I said, I don't know if people are going to be happy with me if I foster 3 roosters. So I passed on that. I was going to put it on the show, and I'm like, how many people want to adopt 3 roosters? But they actually ended up in the foster home. And I'm super happy, and people have big hearts. And it's such a beautiful thing to help a living thing, right? And so I really hope, and, you have a good rest of the week. I'm going to have some amazing guests coming up in the next several weeks, and I hope for you to tune in and listen to Listed by Mina Kuper, 98.1 FM, 1220 AM. And I will say farewell for today. And, again, go to KHTS Radio, comment to me, reach out to me, call me on the Facebook, KHTS site. I'll be more than happy to connect you, answer any questions about real estate. I'm a real estate nerd, so I probably know the answer. If not, I will find out for you. So, again, 310-345-8500, and I will see you next Tuesday.